This is Angela Pius reporting from the International Criminal Court building in The Hague. I have with me a former child soldier from Uganda, here to share his experience with you before testifying against the warlord who stole his childhood. Thank you, Anthony, for joining us today.
No, thank you.
Please tell us your experience as a child soldier.
Well, to start off, it is a horrible lifestyle. I was abducted when I was only 11. The brainwashing, the killing, the raping, the beatings, is nothing any child would want to experience.
It seems horrible. Tell us the events that turned your life around.
It all started when I was 10 years old when my brother left to join the army, the UPDF. He was 18 and his anger toward the LRA was so strong.
The rebel group, the Lord's Resistance Army?
Yes,
Why did he join the UPDF?
my brother wanted to protect the people he loved, while all I wanted was for him to stay.
Tell us about your mother.
From what I remember, my mother was a strong woman. I know she was hurting inside, worried for my brother, but she acted as if it never happened. Soon after he left, I returned to school. The last thing I remember seeing was my mom waving goodbye. Little did she know I was not coming back.
Why? What happened?
Well, I was in school, learning like every other child, when they barged in, the Lord's Resistance Army. They came into the school killing my teacher, and waved their guns and machetes in the air to scare us. They yelled and forced us outside, shoving us into single file lines. They told us if we tried to run, they would shoot us. I could not comprehend why this was happening, nor what I could possibly do. Eventually, we reached the encampment.
What were you feeling?
Well, I was scared like the rest of the children. I was also wondering what would happen next.
And what did happen?
They forced us into what I suppose was a place for us to eat. They separated us into groups and explained what we were going to do. The tables were disgusting. I can still feel the rust on my hands. It was nothing like home. Home was warm. Being with my family made me feel safe. Later on, they showed us where we were going to sleep. They told us that we were going to be trained killers, and if we disobeyed, we would be killed. Months passed, and killing was being injected into our blood and soul. They told me to kill my friend, who had tried to escape to prove myself worthy of being a rebel. And I felt I had no choice. I was afraid.
Why didn't you protest?
It was do or die. It wasn't long before I was sent to fight.
What was that like?
It was horrible. I lost myself completely. My entire body was not in peace with itself.
Were you scared?
I don't think at that moment my mind could comprehend the feeling of fear. All I saw was the blur of the trees of the jungle and the flares of my fellow soldiers' weapons. I could only hear the gunfire and the beating of my own heart. After a while, we reached the point where the tree canopy opened up and there was an open space up ahead. I saw a squad from the opposing army. Immediately, my squad opened fire. As unlikely as it sounds, I caught a glance of a necklace one of the soldiers was wearing. He must have been at least 20, if not older.
Why did you notice it?
It was the necklace my mother had given me and my brother. As I got closer, he saw me and, from instinct, we both raised our guns at each other. The shock in his eyes told me he recognized me as well. It felt like I stood there for hours. I couldn't look away, and neither could he. We were brothers, and he knew it. I knew it. After what felt like forever, he lowered his gun. He knew what it meant for me, do or die. I knew what he was offering. My brother sacrificed his own life for me. Sometimes when I think about it, I wonder why. He saw his chance to protect me, and he took it. I would not be here today if it wasn't for him. A month later, a different government patrol captured me and placed me in a UNICEF-run camp for children like me. That's when my life began to turn around. My only hope is that this war ends and all the children of Uganda can once again live their lives. But there are still thousands of children being mistreated and deprived of their rights as children, and their rights as humans, not only in Uganda but around the world. And now, with this trial at the International Criminal Court, our stories can be heard, and perhaps justice will have its day.
I'm sure our viewers have all learned from your story and hopefully will start to open their eyes to the plight of child soldiers. Standing in front of the International Criminal Court in The Hague, I am Angela Pies. Thank you, and back to those in the studio.